Are you getting frustrated learning the meanings of the Lenormand cards? Today I'm going to show you a fun exercise that you can do so that you master the meanings of these cards. To show you this exercise, first of all, you need to get your favorite deck of Lenormand cards. I am going to use Under the Roses, just simply because they are a lot smaller and you can see more in the screen. So we're going to start with that. So I'm just going to get my cards and I'm going to, shuffle them and get them to go one direction because they're going in all different directions. That may be helpful. Just kind of make it into, shuffle the way that you want to. With these, I just shuffle them like cards. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick the top card. So this card, is the whip. Okay. So we're going to start out with the negative card. So, and it's going to be just a general reading. It really does help you in the beginning not to really have a specific question. And I don't have anyone that I'm reading for. I'm just learning the meanings of the cards. So I'm going to put the whip first in the middle, and I'm going to surround the main card that I just pulled, and I'm going to do a little circle around it. And that way you're learning a 2-card combination, and this will really help you learn the meanings of the cards. All right, so now what you do is, and you can always put whip first. That might be actually helpful. Say, okay, so whip will be my first card. Whip plus clouds. What does that mean? Okay. And if you get your book out there, the resource that you are using, and you're going, okay, I can see what the whip means, okay, by itself. I know what the clouds mean by itself. But what about the combination? I have found this wonderful resource I'm going to share with you. And this is how I learned all about the cards. And again, it really depends upon if you're just doing a really general reading and to get to know these cards. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to show you this wonderful resource that I found on the web. And this actually helped me learn the meanings behind all the Lenormand cards. Sometimes it still gets me, and I do practice. I continue to practice even though I feel comfortable with interpreting a reading. But just learning the meanings when you're at the very beginning of knowing these Lenormand cards, this is a great way to do it. Because if you look up in the book and you look at the whip, so what we're going to do, we're going to take the middle card, the whip, and we're going to say, what does the whip plus the clouds mean? Okay. Now, if you have a resource book that you use, you can find the meaning behind what a whip means and also the meaning behind what a cloud means. But what if you put these two together? It's very difficult. But with this resource that I found on the web, and I'll put it in the link in the description of this video. But it's on annaktarot.at. Okay, and again, the link will be in the description of this video. So because it's the whip, I am actually going to go to the whip. So here are the combinations, and I have it on the writer right now. So there's the whip. Okay, so now I want to see the clouds. What is the combination? If I put whip plus clouds, what does that mean? And this is a wonderful resource. So, there's clouds right there. Okay, so whenever I read this description, it says clouded memories, okay, of assault or abuse, because this could be talking about somebody that doesn't remember that they had abuse as a child. Okay, they don't remember it or as something else, okay? Paralyzing feelings of guilt, of shame, inability to aggressive or abusive behavior, feelings of shame so intense that they cloud everything. Aggression clouds everything. To hide one's guilt, to be insecure that we beat ourselves up constantly, misunderstanding causes of a conflict, and someone is scolded or mocked for their ignorance, an unclear argument to become desensitized to insults and aggression. So you could pick out, whenever I do this intuitively, always go in and go, okay, which one makes sense to me? What am I feeling? And then I go with that meaning because there's so many different meanings, but it kind of gives you a place to start. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the whip plus the dog and see what we get. Now, the dog is number 18, okay? And there's the whip and the dog, okay? And because that's the first card, it does change the meaning if you switch the dog here. So make sure you do the whip first and then the dog. So this could mean to blame a friend, be accused by a friend, argument with a friend, a cynic or abusive or abrasive friend. Okay, that's all I'm going to read for that. So again, you can just kind of read down and see what makes better sense to you. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do the whip with the letter. So the letter is up a lot higher. Communication about a conflict. Debates, discussions, verbal conflicts, conflicting information to let someone know when they have displeased you, when you feel that you have been mistreated. All right. So, what I'm also going to show you on this website, which is wonderful, okay, so the interpretation of it, okay? So, the interpretation of the whip. So, if you just want to know what the whip means by itself, you can actually look at the different definitions. And so I'm just going to read. This is about the meaning. The type of whip depicted in the earliest Lenormand decks is a very specific type of whip, which I didn't know that. Okay, so it tells you the history. Okay, and then also conflicts, arguments, scolding, and abuse. So it kind of dives into that, or hurt and destruction kind of gives you the meaning of that, or punishment, a cry for justice, amends. And then, so it just goes on. It's just what a wonderful resource to have. So I hope that you enjoyed learning not only about the exercise that you can do to learn all the Lenormand card meanings, but also a wonderful resource and tool that you need to put on your computer. Okay, it is a must have. Again, don't get frustrated because the more you do it, the more symbols, it will make better sense to you. And you know what? You may also want to try making your own symbol and putting it into the Lenormand card deck, or making your own Lenormand card decks and making your own symbols. But whenever you do a combinations, that is how you can really learn the different meanings and how to combine the meanings so it makes a story and it makes sense. So good luck to you and happy card Lenormand reading.